Continuing with Exodus 15.1. Then sang Moshe and the children of Israel this song to the Lord, and spoke, saying, I will sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider has he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will praise him. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host he has thrown into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the sea of Suph. The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom like stone. Thy right hand, O Lord, is glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, has dashed the enemy in pieces. And the greatness of thy excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou didst send forth thy anger, which consumed them as stubble. And with the blast of thy nostrils the waters were piled up. The floods stood upright like a heap, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lusts shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with thy wind, the sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Thou didst stretch out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people whom thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength to thy holy habitation. The people shall hear and be afraid. Trembling shall take hold of the inhabitants of Peleshet. Then the chiefs of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling, shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Fear and dread shall fall upon them. By the greatness of thy arm they shall be as still as stone. Till thy people pass over, O Lord, till the people pass over, whom thou hast acquired. Thou shalt bring them in and plant them in the mountain of thy inheritance, in the place, O Lord, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in. In the sanctuary, O Lord, which thy hands have established. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. For the horse of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea, and the Lord brought the waters of the sea back upon them. But the children of Israel went on dry land in the midst of the sea. And Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dance. And Miriam answered them, Sing to the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider he has thrown into the sea. So Moshe brought Israel from the sea of Suph, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they marched 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moshe, saying, What shall we drink? And he cried to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he tested them. And he said, If thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon Mitzrayim, for I am the Lord that heals thee. And they came to Elim, where were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees. And they encamped there by the water. And they took their journey from Elim. And all the congregation of the children of Israel came to the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai. And on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Mitzrayim, and the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moshe and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said to them, Would we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Mitzrayim, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we ate our fill of bread. For you have brought us out to this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then said the Lord to Moshe, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain portion every day, that I may test them, whether they will follow my Torah or no. And it shall come to pass on the 6th day, when they shall prepare that which they bring in, that it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. And Moshe and Aaron said to all the children of Israel, At evening you shall know that the Lord has brought you out from the land of Mitzrayim, and in the morning you shall see the glory of the Lord when he hears your murmurings against the Lord. And what are we that you murmured against us? And Moshe said, This shall be, when the Lord shall give you in the morning meat to eat, and in the morning your fill of bread, when the Lord hears your murmuring which you murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord. Moshe spoke to Aaron, saying to all the congregation of the children of Israel, Come near before the Lord, for he has heard your murmurings. And it came to pass, as Aaron spoke to the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. And the Lord spoke to Moshe, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak to them, saying, At evening you shall eat meat, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread. And you shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass that at evening the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay round about the camp. And when the layer of dew was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a fine flaky substance, as fine as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, Man, what is it? For they knew not what it was. And Moshe said to them, This is the bread which the Lord has given you to eat. This is the thing which the Lord has commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, and omer for every man, according to the number of your persons shall you take it, every man for them who are in his tent. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered, some more, some less. And when they did measure it with an omer, he had that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moshe said, Let no man leave it of it till the morning. But they hearkened not to Moshe, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank. And Moshe was angry with them, and they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun grew hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered a double portion, 2 omer for one man. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moshe. And he said to them, This is what the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath to the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today, and what you will boil today. and that which remains over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. And they laid it up till the morning as Moshe commanded, and it didn't stink, neither there was any worm in it. And Moshe said, eat that today, for today is the Sabbath to the Lord. Today you shall not find it in the field. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, on there shall be none. And it came to pass that some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather, and they found none. And the Lord said to Moshe, how long will you refuse to keep my commandments and my Torah? See, that's up to Exodus 16 to 28.